The Kalamazoo State Theatre has been connecting artists and fans for more than 90 years. We're committed to reopening our venue in a safe and responsible manner for our patrons, artists, and Kalamazoo State Theatre team. By following some new procedures, we can continue to make history and you can continue to make memories. But this time, you'll have a role to play. By following these simple safety steps, we can finally get on with the show. Our stage is set and your seat with the stars is waiting.
Let's start where every show begins, the box office. At the box office, we encourage you to purchase your tickets online or through our mobile app. You may only purchase up to 4 tickets for your pod. If you have more than 4 attending an event, please consider that we will only be seating groups of 2 to 4 people together. Our enhanced online ticketing map will give you a clear visual of what seats are available. If you would like to visit our box office to purchase tickets, please call and set up an appointment, as we will only be allowing 1 group inside the box office at a time. After receiving your tickets, review them closely, as each will have a specific time for entry. For patrons purchasing parking space, please be aware that our parking lot staff will also follow social distancing rules. Parking passes must be purchased online. As you approach the theater, please look for the sidewalk marking space 6 feet apart for queuing outside our main entrance. You will be given a wristband, if desired, for purchasing alcoholic beverages. Based on the timing of your ticket for your entry, you will be greeted at the lobby by a member who will take your temperature with a touch-free device. Masks are mandatory to enter and will be required to be worn when you're not seated. Once you have passed the temperature station and screened by our security, you will then have your ticket on your mobile device or physical paper ticket scanned. This process will be as touch-free as possible to limit contact between parties. All bags and purses must be under 8 inches by 5 inches by 2 inches. Please note that we will not be checking bags or coats for any events. After you go through the entrance screening process, an usher will guide your pod to your seats. Those seated in the front of the venue will generally enter first and exit last. After being seated, you are now free to proceed to other areas of the venue, such as the restrooms, concessions, or merchandising table, depending on spacing limitations. It might be helpful to designate 1 or 2 individuals from your pod to visit the concession stand to reduce overcrowding the area. Numerous hand sanitizing stations have been placed throughout the lower and upper lobbies. Our restrooms have proper social distancing markings on the floors to help with spacing and will be monitored and cleaned before, during, and after events. Countertops, doors, and sink levers will be sprayed with disinfectant frequently to re-sanitize these surfaces. Our concessions will feature touch-free pay stations that accept Google and Apple Pay, credit and debit cards as needed. A plexiglass barrier will be placed between you and the concessions, and all contacted surfaces will be sanitized between interactions. In addition, the theater will be given a deep disinfecting between shows. If a merchandise table is available at your event, only the merchandise representative will be handling items for sale. After your event has ended, you can expect your house manager and her team of ushers to assist you in a staggered exit process, which will begin in the back seats on each floor of the venue. Be prepared to wait for your turn to exit in an orderly and spaced fashion. The Kalamazoo State Theatre is committed to reopening with the safety of our patrons, artists, staff, and community in mind. As we're doing our part behind the scenes, you too can be the star by wearing a mask, arriving at your designated time, maintaining social distance, but most importantly, enjoy the show.